Hey, what's up guys? This is Piplup 10203854 and today I'm coming at you with a deck tech. This is, excuse me, it's a little early so I can't talk right. This is actually my Illusions deck which came in just the other day, and this is a tournament ready and standard deck. So with that, here we go. We're going to start off with the creatures. There are 4 Lord of the Unreal. He is a 2-drop for a 2/2, so he's a 2 for a 2. He's a 2-drop for a 2/2. Gives illusion creatures I control +1/+1 and hexproof. So I went with 4 of him. Sorry, there's a glare. You can't really. Well, you saw the card, but you can't see him now. So just put him to the side. Put him to the side. Next, we have 3 phantasmal dragons. It's a 4 for a 5/5. So with Lord of the Unreal, he comes a 6/6, and he has hexproof, which is really nice to have. I don't actually play this guy very much though when I was doing playtesting. So, but yeah, 3 of him. I decided to not go 4 of all the phantasmal beasts because I wanted other creatures in there. So 3 phantasmal bear. Pretty awesome card, a really nice 1-drop. He has 2 power, 2 toughness, and he's 1 island. Next, it's the main point of this deck. It's called my Spirit Illusions. So, Geist of Saint Traff, 3-drop, 1 plains, 1 island, and a 1 colorless. He is a 3 for a 2/2, but he has hexproof. Let me get this. Yeah, and then whenever he attacks, you put out a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and attacking. So really awesome guy to have out, because the only way he can really be killed is pretty much by mass removal, like Day of Judgment, Black Sun Zenith, Slag Storm, etc. He can be copied by Phantasmal Image. Since he's a legendary creature, they blow up. So there are ways to get rid of him, but you can't just like use burns. You can't use like Red Sun Zenith. You can't use Devil's Play, etc. etc. I have 3 Snapcaster. 3 Snapcaster Mage. Really awesome card. He is a 2-drop for a 2/1. 1 plains, 1 island, and 1 colorless. And when he enters the battlefield, target instant or sorcery in my graveyard gains flashback until the end of turn. Flashback is pretty much what it's reanimating something from your graveyard. So pretty much everything in your deck can be replayed with this guy, if it's an instant or sorcery card. So that's why you run 3. I didn't run 4 of Geist or Snapcaster just because of the cost or the card. So this guy, he's kind of a He's kind of out there. He's not really fundamental to the deck, but he is nice to have. And it's 3 Machias, the Lunarch, for 1 plains, and X. He's a legendary creature when he enters the battlefield with X number amount of 1/1 counters. Usually he's a 2 or a 3, so you can tap him to put a +1/+1 counter on him, or you can tap him to remove a +1/+1 counter and put one on each other creature. So he's actually really nice when you put him out when you have a bunch of spirits. Now they get their 2/2 spirits, and then their 3/3 spirits, and it's just really awesome card. So I think he works really well in the spirits deck. I run 2 Grand Abolishers. They're double plains, and he is a 2/2 for a 2. So when he has, during your turn, your opponent cannot cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So for example, he works really well against Valakut. If your opponent has 4 land and they have Colony out with 3, they can't do it on their turn to kill Grand Abolisher or any of your other creatures. So that's really nice, especially if you're close to losing. You play Grand Abolisher and it's like, okay, no Valakut damage for this turn, maybe you can win that turn. So really awesome. Oh, plus the artwork. I mean, come on, look at that. Look at the weapon he has. This guy's a beast. For 2, he's a beast. So we have 2 of him, and then we have 2 phantasmal images, which is really good against Wolf Run for like Thrun, you know, other legendary creatures. He's really Olivia Voldaren, really nice to have this guy, especially for 2. So he enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, meaning he doesn't target. So Hexproof doesn't work against him, Shroud doesn't work against him, so against any creature on the battlefield, and it basically becomes an illusion. So really awesome guy to have. He doesn't get played too often, and sometimes I have him in my hand and no use for him, but he's a really good backup to have. Oh, plus he can always copy like Grave Titan and Sun Titan, etc., and just do work from there. And then I have 2 Doom Traveler, just a simple 1-drop for 1, that when Doom Traveler dies, put a 1/1 white spirit creature onto the battlefield with flying. So just a simple 1-drop guy, really nice to have when I want an extra spirit. Okay, now we work on to instants and sorceries, so, and enchantments. Okay, to start off, I have 3 Vapor Snag, a really nice 1, return a target creature to its owner's hand. Its controller loses 1 life. Pretty much, you pay the mana. You know, if you have something that you really don't want them to play, Vapor Snag it, and they lose the turn pretty much because they paid all their mana, and they lose a life. So, plus, with this deck, Illusions deck, well, my Illusion Spirits, it is really deadly to have an open field for me. So basically that means I can like Lord of the Unreal next turn, Phantasmal Beast, you know, a bunch of 1-drops, and it can just get really crazy for the other person there. Plus, since it's a 1-drop spell, it allows me to still play things with like Midnight Haunting, which I have 3 of. So this card is a 3 costing instant. Put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. So for example, if you play Mikaeus turn 1, you know, or you play something, say you play like a Taxium Probe, draw a card, you know, and put a Doom Traveler out turn 1. Turn 2 you put Mikaeus as a just 1, and then turn 3 you put Midnight Haunting out, tap it to get to remove a counter, and now you have 2/2 spirits on turn 3. So just for an example. So really awesome card to have. Really nice artwork too. And it makes it really important to have, especially since this deck is an Illusion Spirits deck. So now onto that. 3 Mana Leak. Self-explanatory card. If it can focus. Thank you. So yeah, so we have 1 island, 1 colorless. What it does is counter target spell unless its controller pays 3 mana. Which actually, if you think about it, is really nice because your opponents play like, you know, Primeval Titan and stuff, and they don't get the land because it's countered, so they go to cast, and it says whenever it enters the battlefield, not whenever it's cast. So they still don't get the land. 2 Ponder, 1 in Spanish, 1 in English. Basically what it does is you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order, and you may shuffle your library, draw a card. And it's a 1, so you can play this like turn 1, and it's really good. Plus, I absolutely love that artwork. I love that artwork. It's one of my favorites. You know, I should probably get a Ponder map because I really love that artwork. And then I have 2 Gataxian Probe. Really nice card to have. What it does is look at a target player's hand, and I draw a card. For it actually, since this is Phyrexia mana, you can either pay it in blue or you can play it in 2 life. Usually you just pay the 2 life because for illusions, it's not really that big of a deal. 2 life, you know, look at your opponent's hand, draw a card. Really good for 2 life. And then my enchantments are Oblivion Ring. Just for when things aren't doing it, if they put like Liliana out or something, or you know, Planeswalker, or pretty much anything you really don't like, Oblivion Ring. Pretty simple. It's an enchantment. So that's it for all of my creatures, instant sorceries, and enchantments. And here is my land. I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 islands, pretty much, you know, really important since I'm playing a lot of blue spells. I'm running 3 Moorland Haunt, which is actually really important for a Spirits deck. I mean, obviously, once it focuses. But this adds 1 colorless to your mana pool. you can pay a plains and an island and tap it and exile a creature card from your graveyard. Put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Yeah, how awesome is that? You get a 1/1 for 2. And you're thinking about this, you play it at the end of your opponent's turn, so your spirit can attack the next turn. Yeah, good card. Especially for 2 mana. I would pay that several times. So if you have 3 out and you have, 6 mana, boom, 3 spirits if you have 3 in the graveyard. 4, Glacial Fortress. It enters the battlefield tapped unless I control a plains or an island, and it adds a plains or island to my mana pool. This is very awesome artwork, by the way. Very nice card. So I have 4 of those, as you saw. And I run 4 Seachrome Coast. Very, very nice card to have. So it enters the battlefield tapped unless I control 2 or fewer other lands, and I add a plains or island to my mana pool. Very nice card too. So that's it for the deck, you guys, and now we're going to move on to the sideboard. My sideboard's a little interesting because I don't actually go to FNMs or tournaments. I just like to make tournament steady decks. So there's only 2 cards in here that I really would question about putting in as a sideboard, but let's move on. 2 Flash Freeze. So pretty simple card. Maybe if I want to, I'm playing against a lot of red or something, I might put Flash Freeze in if I need a little more counter. So plus that's awesome artwork, right? Yeah, it's pretty sick. 2 more Doom Traveler, just in case I want to go for a bunch of 1-drops and maybe I need to make my deck a little faster with more spirits. Put in 2 more Doom Traveler. Most of the time people won't kill him because they don't want to give you that spirit token. Plus, you know how annoying it is if you remove someone's entire field and they just get a spirit out of it. You're just like, like if you Slackstorm, you're like, okay, thank you, you gave me spirit tokens. So here's the card that I question putting in or not. It's Swiftfoot Boots. It's a 2 and it has equip 1. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. I put this in here because for that card Grand Abolisher, if my opponent, they can't play any spells or anything on my turn, and next turn they won't be able to kill him if this is equipped. So that's the reason. That's pretty much in there. Plus he also, if I attach it to Geist, since he has hexproof, I can still attach it because hexproof only means your opponent can't use the target spells or abilities. So that's also really nice to have a 2/2 Geist with haste. That's just really, that's nice to have. I have 3 Mental Misstep. It is another one of those 2 life or Phyrexia mana for 1 blue, and it counters target spell with converted mana cost of 1. Pretty much if my opponent plays a lot of 1-drops, Mental Misstep. So it doesn't get sideboarded in that often. This card on the other hand does, and it's Gut Shot, which is 2 life or a red mana, and since I don't have any red, obviously I pay the 2 life. But what it does is it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So if you think about that, you're like, oh, it's only 1 damage. Yeah, but then Wolf Run runs 4 Inkmoth Nexus. Yeah, so in a sense, and plus Wolf Run, the Kessig Wolf Run only gives +1/0. So they can beef up their Inkmoth Nexus to 10 if they felt like, and you're just like, boom, Gut Shot. And then the last 3 cards are Delver of Secrets. Excuse me. Delver of Secrets. A 1-drop for a 1/1. At the beginning of your upkeep, and look at the top card of your library, you may reveal that card. If it's an instant or sorcery and is revealed this way, transform Delver of Secrets. So I'll show you what it transforms into. So what Delver of Secrets is, pretty much everything in your deck after sideboarding it is an instant or sorcery. So what he transformed to is in Insectile, once it focuses, excuse me, Aberration. He is a 3/2 flyer for 1. Yeah, so that's a really, really awesome card to have. Because you drop him turn 1, turn 2, you're probably going to get either a land or an instant or sorcery. So there you go, guys. That is my Illusion Spirits. It is tournament ready, and I showed you the sideboard, and I'll be putting up matches today. So look forward to that, and I talk to you guys later. There will be one more thing. There will be another vlog probably coming up either later today or next week, so look forward to that. See you guys. Bye.